Now, speaking of aviation, which is where you are currently, right? And aviation is a very people industry, right? I
I'll
mean,
correct you slightly, not aviation as much as public infrastructure.
yeah,
Completely
correct,
different dynamic when
correct.
you look at aviation, public infrastructure.
And
It's a
public infrastructure,
totally,
correct,
totally
correct.
different one. Yeah.
So it's a very people place, right? A lot of people buzzing around, like a lot of passengers moving around, and
Yeah.
then when people meet people, a lot of stories also take place, right? So any stories which have if not impacted you or at least taken your attention away, right? So any such stories which have kind of commanded your attention,
Mm,
or anything which has left a lasting impression on you.
there's only one thing. If I were to
Hmm.
say, I've been here about 5 years now. There's
Hmm.
one thing I recognize, which I thought hospitality was the peak
Hmm.
because, my salad is looking wilted or my food doesn't taste right is a
Hmm.
big deal. And I understand I'm a consumer myself. So if something's not
Correct.
okay, I can be pretty unforgiving. I think my years in the hospitality business taught me how to be a little more forgiving because you realize how much work goes to deliver that. But having said that, you realize how little things can come from left and right field and you don't even know
Yeah.
what to expect. I have walked out of movie theaters because there's a major crisis happening at a restaurant which needed to be
Hmm.
handled.
Hmm.
But if there's one thing I've taken, nothing that I'd say has distracted or any such thing. But I
Hmm.
have only realized that in the service business, whether it's hospitality, whether it's a public infrastructure, people are very, very passionate about some of the things that they
Hmm.
experience. Sometimes it might be food, sometimes it may be quality of rooms if I was hospitality. Here,
Hmm.
sometimes it's what they see. Maybe I've seen people react to a news channel that we're playing
Hmm.
very unwittingly. I don't think anybody intended to offend anybody by playing a news channel, but there are emotions that come up because you are in a public domain, you're seeing a news channel, and one thing, and this is, I think, public infrastructure learning, you
Hmm.
are responsible for everything, irrespective. You can say it was airline, you can say it was cab, you can say whatever else. But when you run a public infrastructure, you are responsible for everything because that's how people see it. They
You think
see it
people have taken exception to the channels that you're playing?
sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes.
Okay.
But it only tells you how careful you have to be and how
Hmm.
inclusive and sensitive you have to be to everybody that passes through your airport because
Yes.
it is public infrastructure. And I deliberately use those words because the day I started to understand that it is public infrastructure, which
Hmm.
means everybody feels that this is my airport, it's
Yeah.
a gateway to my city, it's
Correct.
my pride when I walk in and out. Now, we
Correct.
feel that way about our homes when somebody walks in and out. I feel that, so anybody feels that way about their airport. The day you get that, then you know how to focus on things, how to react, how
Correct.
not to react sometimes, and you
Correct.
understand where those come from, and the level of responsibility we carry as a result.
Hmm. Oh, I can completely relate to that, Shalani. One of my professors had actually told us that you are foolish if you think that the brand belongs to the company that gives birth to it. The brand belongs to the people who use it. So, right, so they will always remember you by the product you deliver. They'll always remember you by the service that you offer and the service level that you provide, right? So, brand always rests in the customer's or the consumer's mind.
Yeah,
So,
I
I think
think
that's what you're alluding to.
I just also shared something 3 4 days ago. We were doing a little bit of an internal talk, and I talked about reputation management.
Hmm.
And in the service business, in the public business, reputation is obviously a big deal.
Correct.
And one of the big things I shared is that just to remind everybody in that room that reputation is an outcome.
Yes.
It is not, you have not said, this is my reputation. It is something
Yes.
that you build over a period of time. And it is
Hmm.
an outcome. It is the others that, give you your reputation.
Beautiful quote.
So that is something we always need to remember. Reputation
We,
is
we
an
are
outcome.
we are going to quote you one day. Reputation is an outcome. Beautiful quote. No, seriously.
All in my personal capacity. Hmm.
Yeah, of course, of course.